In this video, I'm going to run through a solicitation where I kind of show you how I like to read and understand the documents and then how I like to frame the way my mind thinks. The way my mind thinks, I want to start on that first though. I want to talk about mindset. What's the mindset I need to be as an entrepreneur who's getting into government contracting? And I really like to tell people, don't get too caught up on that one project. Think like an entrepreneur. If the government isn't currently looking for what you're providing, be an entrepreneur, bid in other areas, find people to partner with, do some research, get some quotes, and be able to put in a strong bid, regardless if your company provides that products or service or not. Like the mindset you got to be in is one, blindly confident. You have to be blindly confident because you're going to get more no's than you are yeses. I put in hundreds of bids at this point. Every year, I probably put close to 100 bids in a year. If I win at just 10%, which is high, that's $500 to $1 million worth of contracts for my business. But I still get more no's than I get yeses. So keep that in mind. Have blind confidence and have a short-term memory. Forget the last project you just bid on. Go bid on more work. Go move on to the next. Get one in, and I'm already thinking about the next project. But here, I'm going to run through a solicitation, so pay attention. Opinion information from area residents via representative survey polling strategies. So I know like this area here this is information that is need to know. Perfect. All right. So now I'm going to read through all of this opportunities here, and I'm going to go deliverables. Now they also list me the specific deliverables for this contract. Okay, great. Now I know I need to fully read and understand the deliverables. Submittal requirements. This is how I'm going to be, this is what my proposal is going to look like. So a lot of people always ask me, hey, do you have a template for, how you do government contracting? My answer is no. Like the government, they'll give you the template. Do not provide them something. Like I'm not going to provide them 100 things that they didn't ask for. I only going to provide what's inside the submission requirements. That's huge piece. So we'll highlight this. So I see, okay, to have a successful bid, their submission requirements is a cover letter. They have general requirements, which is like the page limit, important page limit, font. You can have a cover letter, back cover letter, optional work samples. All right, perfect. So now they're giving me, here is what we want to see. We want to see a cover letter summarizing key points outlining your firm's profile, including the signature of individuals authorized to commit your firm on this project. All right, so once we do the cover letter, now they want to move us straight to demonstrated experience, past performance. So here they're going to list what needs to be inside of our past performance, our qualifications, credentials, experiences, resources, and resources in the public opinion research polling, information about the firm's organizational structure, names and background of experience of key staff, description of firm's background experience, unique qualification, or other basis set to set your firm apart. Perfect. Now, into the next portion, project approach. Specifically, they ask clearly and thoroughly describe the approach your firm intends to use to complete the project. At a minimum, the following information must be included. Now, here's what I'm going to say. These technical areas is very important to read and take your time and really understand. Now, I say that because sometimes, like you might think this is just a quick question, but sometimes on like question one, there might be 5-6 questions in the first question. Like or here, like and once I kind of go over it, you'll see what I mean. Here they ask, describe the general methodology and philosophy your firm uses when approaching public opinion research, surveying, and polling. So that might sound like a quick question, right? But here's the mindset that you need to have when you're reading this. And this is how I really train my staff to start thinking, okay, they asked me here to describe 2 things, methodology and the philosophy. All right, cool. So whenever I'm in my ChatGPT, I'm writing, I need to understand, I need to have a methodology and philosophy. Where is that coming from? For each section. So I'm going to color code this to make it clear. Methodology is one thing. Philosophy is another thing. And then your 3 different areas. So this is, I look at it like 6 questions. And maybe if I don't even understand exactly what they mean by methodology and philosophy, when I go into ChatGPT, I'm going to describe, hey, what are the differences between methodology and philosophy? Because I'm not just writing questions without knowing what they're asking. And the way I would structure this is, okay, they're asking me methodology. If there's a big difference between these two, here's how I'm going to structure my proposal. First, I'm going to describe the methodology for opinion research and then the philosophy for the opinion research. Then I'm going to go to my methodology for surveying, then the philosophy for surveying. Then it says and/or. So if I also wanted to do something different from surveying or polling, then I'll do polling, methodology, and philosophy. That is how I've officially answered that question. Describe the basic approaches you use to ensure that you collect data from the representative sample of the service population and what you do to increase response from hand to reach segments of the population. Okay. So another thing, I'm going to do this in detail for every single one of these sections. Describe the basic approach you use to ensure that you collect data from the representative sample of the service population and what you do to increase response from hand to reach segments. So these are 2 separate questions. So This is the quality control piece. Like when you're writing for yourself or you're writing for, you got somebody writing for you and you're reviewing quality responses. This is 2 questions on part 2. Describe the basic approach you use to ensure that you collect data from a representative sample of the service population. That's 1 question. And what you're going to do to increase the hand to reach segment. That's another question. So when we answer this question, we need to be sure to answer both questions as thoroughly as we can. Obviously now, I understand that I'm giving you a very lengthy process. In the back of my mind, I'm going to keep in mind 2 things as I write this out. I remember on that first section, we got a 20-page word count. And here's what I'm going to show you the difference of the quality of my proposals also. As I write these technical pieces, the number one thing I also want to go back to and check is going to be the evaluation criteria. As you can see, there's a couple strategies and a couple ways you need to think to do this the right way. I have a mentorship course coming out January 27th. We'll be doing 2 phone calls every single week for 8 weeks. And on those calls, I'll be providing every single student with technical assistance, helping them work through active opportunities that they're working on. Every student in my course is actively bidding, and I'm there to just hold your hand and walk you through the questions. If you're interested, click that link in my bio, take the intake form, and get connected. I'm only bringing in about 20 people, so very limited spaces, but I'm excited to teach you. Let's go.